Alright, time for a Rek'sai game. This is a platinum rated game-ish, like low plat-ish. Most of these players have like a 60% win rate, so it might be Smurf Q. Hope not. But yeah, I'll just be showing you some ways to carry with Rek'sai, consistently play with Rek'sai. I want to take the least risks possible, really. Yeah, so initially I'll be starting on my red buff, and I'm just gonna ward my other buff camp that I'm not gonna be starting on at 50 seconds. This is to avoid getting like cheese invaded and losing that way, because that would be very annoying. But yeah, I'm just gonna go red start here, do raptors into Gromp, hit a quick level 3, potentially look for a gank on the top or mid laner, whoever it is, could be. Ideally, if you can put Kassadin behind, that would be great. However, it is a Lucian mid lane, which kind of creates the problem that he's probably gonna perma push the Kassadin under turret. If the guy plays it really well and tries to freeze the wave outside of his turret, that would be amazing for me, because that would mean I could just punish the Kassadin the entire game. But I mean, I don't know what to expect from him, to be honest, so we'll see what he does. Other than that, I'll just be playing consistent for consistency here. Gonna kite the red buff down towards my bot lane so they get to do more auto attacks. Would have liked to see maybe another Q there from the Ezreal, but it's okay. As long as you kite it down to where your bot's gonna move, you will have the chance of getting more auto attacks. I'm just gonna W take that and then go for this camp. On this camp, it's very important that you kite back like this to avoid the small raptors from hitting you a lot. This will take a lot less damage to clear this camp in the process, basically. There we go. And now we're just gonna go for Gromp. I don't have to use a potion here because I'm gonna heal a lot from like taking / smiting Gromp. Tristana will be pushing out my Gwen, so I have a potential to gank that. I need to pay attention to whether she walks down or not to see if I can, like, if she's gonna ward or not. If she does ward, then I will probably have to play around that, but I don't think she will this fast, at least. Is she gonna ward? She just wards. That's unfortunate. That means that I can't gank that, and I'm just gonna do wolves instead. Right now, I'm just gonna transition to my clear, because both my, like, top lane is not really gankable right now. The wave is pretty big, and the Tristana isn't gankable because she just warded. I really hope that my Gwen doesn't die here, though. Okay, now I have to run. This is fine, because this way I can still, like, tunnel towards her. And should be okay. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have her flash up. Quickly flash on her and kill her. That's good. So that was a good situation for me. Ooh, wait. Should help her push the wave out here. Still as fast as possible. Hopefully that reaches turret. The reason I need the help there is because Triss doesn't have teleport and this wave is about to collapse. So I hope it still gets in the turret. I should have done that faster though. So I could risk losing something there. Stand behind it. Ah, she got it. The tick was about the same tick as I was about to smite her, so that's unfortunate for me. But I should regardless be able to get bot scuttle, no problem. She's walking by herself, so I'm just gonna... Ah, she just warded here. I mean, she just smited the other one, so there's no way she gets this one, basically. Because I'll have smite for this. Bot lane just won that situation. Lucian had priority to help me there, which is good. I'm pretty sure he killed the ward here, so I have the chance to walk up to the Kassadin here, potentially. Let's see. Not gonna happen. That's fine. My blue is still up, I know this, but it doesn't really matter. You don't necessarily need the blue on Rek'sai, and it's not like Morgana is gonna take it right now. Just gonna do my tier 2 raptors here, and then I'm gonna look for a back, because I do have quite a significant amount of gold here. So, definitely worth backing after this. Now, if I back, I'm gonna just walk towards topside, because my Gromp is gonna respawn, my wolves are gonna respawn, and I just got to clear my topside, take the blue as well. Then we're good. Now on this, I'm gonna take the hardbound X, because I want the extra move speed. I don't need the other one for like the clear speed or whatever. It's not that great. Just getting this for the move, like the extra move speed when you're hitting targets, allows you to stick a little bit better to your targets, which is really good for Rek'sai because he has some like mobility issues with that. Bot lane seems to be doing well. It's good. So now I just get to clear my top side here. see where Trist is gonna be at. If Trist walks back into lane here, I could potentially look for like a return gank, because that could punish her really hard. I think she most likely based quite recently. So my clear path here is going to be just do the romp into wolves into potentially a top lane gank if possible. If not, I might also look for a dragon, because my bot lane does have the priority for that, so I could look to use that to my advantage as well. But yeah, I'm mostly avoiding my Krugs here, because it's a really annoying camp to kill. And it takes quite a lot of time in the, for that to happen. And she's pushing out Tristana. A dive isn't really something I'm looking for, so I'm just going to opt for the dragon instead, play towards bot side. Alright, Ezreal just died, which might cripple my plans for dragon a little bit. Kassadin just hit 6. That's rather unfortunate. Lucian isn't punishing Kassadin nearly as hard as I was hoping he would. He also didn't really allow for a gank in the process either. Lucian doesn't have the mana for this, so if you can like bait in the Kassadin to ult him, that would be wonderful. Like early level Kassadin ult still has quite a high cooldown. Yeah, it's not great. I'm just gonna go for Scuttle. I'm pinging that I'm going away from him so he doesn't just randomly bait anymore. Alright, good. Solid. Using my E over the wall here to get the distance to help that fight. I was preparing my Q potentially to hit the Jhin still, but the Ezreal already finished the kill, so that wasn't necessary. There we go. I would like to see the Ezreal help me here. That would be great, because, I mean, I value a dragon over a single turret plate. I think Kassadin's going to recall anyway. So that's I'm opting to start it and just hope that Ezreal reacts. He still got the third plate, which is good for him. On Rek'sai here, you want to look to smite combo this. So 135 plus 450 is what my smite's going to be at. And I want to make sure that I hit that on this dragon right here. There we go. They can't steal that from... I'm just going to ult her when I get the chance. Alright, I'll be following that all the way. Good. Very surprising that she went for that there. But that means her blue should be up, right? Yeah, okay. I can take the blue. She did take my red, but I can at least take her blue instead. I think the red buff went to Ezreal. That's pretty good. That works for me. I'm only going to take her blue in this situation. She's most likely going to walk towards this now. And I could look towards getting Kassadin on mid lane. I still have my flash for a potential flash engage. That's too risky. I could walk into a Morgana there. If I flash Q him right there, Lucian might have to follow up for that, but I have to realize that Morgana could be in that spot. Like, she could have not walked towards bot lane here, and she could be in that spot, so that would be a problem. But she did my Raptors as well, so she took Raptors and red buff. Interesting. Guess I'll just take my Krugs then, get them on a cooldown timer, and then instantly recall and go for top side, where the top scuttle is going to be spawning. I'll make that move instead now. Alright, so let's just talk about Rek'Sai's build for a bit. I went with Conqueror. Another option you can go for is Hail, but I prefer Conqueror, generally speaking, because it scales better. The higher elo you go, the better I think Hail becomes, because you at that point have more reliable teammates that you can gank for, and that if they get a lead out of it, they will generally play smart enough to like proceed that lead properly. The lower elo you go, the less chance there is of that, so the better Conqueror would become. And yeah. Otherwise, I have secondary approach velocity now. The reason I have that is because with the changes they made to the mobility items, like Prowler's Claw and Stridebreaker, they were both really nice on Rek'Sai, because Rek'Sai needs that additional mobility to get to catch up to people. They removed the dash from Stridebreaker and they heavily nerfed like the other item, so it's really just quite annoying now. And now I just have approach velocity with Stridebreaker and Blue Smite to kind of fix that problem. Gonna walk up to Triss. You can knock her up when she jumps over you. That didn't knock the Triss up? Are you joking? You can drop turret aggro, by the way, with your ult, so right there it works pretty well. I could die to Morgana. Okay, never mind. Morgana's mid. That's fine. I actually knocked a minion up instead of the Tristana, which cost me my flash, sadly. Like, it cost me the, like, the flash ult to kill her there. But, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. It's just unfortunate, I think. I don't think I had the, like, I thought I had the proper positioning on that, but clearly I just didn't, so it's what it is. So we see the Morgana bot lane allows me an opening to do the Rift Herald here. It's still pre-14 minutes, so I can get the third plate gold out of this as well. That's what I'm going to opt for real quick. This should be a pretty easy Rift Herald. I'll still use my ward here, just in case. I will be able to get the top turret first here. Let's just see what the Gwen does. I might also be able to use it mid, but Lucian's just based. As long as Gwen doesn't, like, suicide right now, that would be wonderful. Ooh, I'm really scared that Kassadin's gonna walk up here. If he walks up to me right now, I'm dead. I'm straight up dead. Okay. Did she take the other plate? I'm just gonna get the turret. Just gonna plop down a herald and get the turret. That should get the turret. That's gonna give me a good amount of gold. I can't help the Gwen in that situation anymore, so I'm just gonna leave. Just getting the gold here is gonna, like, the Rift Herald always gets you the gold, by the way. Like, as you can see from that distance, I still got all the gold out of the turret, which is really good. Gonna be a nice first turret down. Helps me a significant amount. I currently don't have blue smite or anything, so I wouldn't be able to catch up to the Kassadin, sadly, but... Would he go for the engage on me here? I don't think so. Nautilus is still here, so I do have to be careful of that. It's a little risky. Like, on the HP I have, I'm probably not gonna win that right now. I might be able to fix that by just simply doing this, healing back to full, and then looking for the play. I could do that. They might be sitting in, like, the bush here, to, like, raiding the recall. Alright, good. That works out pretty well. I used my ult there to try to avoid some damage, but the Kassadin instantly died, so I instantly came back out of the ground. But it overall worked out pretty well. Lucian was walking up for that, so yeah. I'm just gonna ask Vel'Koz to ward the dragon here, so we have some vision on that. Get Stridebreaker now, then we're gonna look at boots. Against that team, I'm gonna go for... I'd say Mercs are pretty good here because of the CC with Morgana and stuff like that. Pretty annoying. And then I'm gonna go for the Spell Shield in the form of Edge of Night. Spell Shield's gonna be really nice to avoid getting, like, binded from range or, like, Nautilus ulted from range to get engaged on. Maybe Nautilus hooked even. So, yeah. Build-wise for Rek'Sai, the first item that I would recommend you to get is Stridebreaker now. The slow is still really good. If you combine the slow effect with the approach velocity, you're gonna still have, like, a similar effect to easily catch up to people without any real issues. So that's why I still really like this item. It also helps with clear speed as well, because you can easily use the item on the camp. It has a really low cooldown, so it does some good amount of additional damage there. And yeah, now after Stridebreaker you have some options. It depends on the enemy team. If you have a team like this where you need to block, like, certain important skill shots, like a Morgana Q, it's really good to go for the Spell Shield, which is... what is it called again? Wait a second. I was building it just now. Oh. You can really go for the Spell Shield. If not, if the enemy team is a little bit more tanky, I'm not going to go in on that. If the enemy team is a little bit more tanky, going for Black Cleaver is very good as well for the extra armor penetration. Sterax is just an overall good tank item that you can get. You can go like Sterax, Guardian Angel potentially. To give yourself a lot of additional lives to survive, generally speaking. And yeah, it's really that. You can go the Spell Shield. I'm really annoyed that I keep forgetting the name of this. Edge of Night, yes, that's the one. You can go Edge of Night into Sterax, into Guardian Angel, into, like, something. Black Cleaver, like, Blade of the Rune King even, it doesn't matter really at that point. But that's a build you can opt for. As long as you kind of, like, mess around with those types of items. Mostly, that's gonna be really good. You can also opt to go for, like, a Gargoyle Stoneplate, for example. That would be fine as well. Try to, like, right there you see the Stridebreaker effect coming into play. You can use your approach velocity after that to catch up with her really, really easily. So you have to only get into, like, a approximate distance, because the Stridebreaker range is pretty big. So the approximate distance is going to be enough. That should hit. Alright, nice. The approximate distance should be enough towards the Stride Breaker proccing, and then you can walk up with approach velocity really easily. You can use your Stride Breaker in your burrowed form as well, as you can see, so you can use the effect there to catch up with people when you're burrowed to easily give yourself that kill, or the range for the knock-up at least, and then get the kill out of that way. Just gonna do my topside cams here, like look to hit level 11, try to back after that, and then we're gonna look for the play. My Edge of Night is kind of close, so I would like to get it before I do like any next plays. I think my team has a lot of gold in their inventory currently as well, so I don't think we should be pushing at this stage in this situation. They could go for this. I mean, it's whatever at this stage. We're kind of ahead already, but you know. Looking for the level up before I do the next fight at the bare minimum is going to be pretty important. My team should be backing now, so at this point I have the time to farm out a couple more camps to finish off my Edge of Night here. I really hope my team backs. If they stay on the map the entire time here, that's kind of awkward. And look, I did get, like, in this situation, for them staying this long, which I wasn't kind of expecting, I should probably be there. It's more than likely that I should have probably been there, but, you know. Oh, but you... Yeah, I guess there's nothing he could have done, because if he tanked that, I would have been bad. But if he just baited it into me, I would have gotten the kills regardless. Stride Breaker, slow, knock up. Smite. I'm not gonna follow that. If I was able to land my Q on a Morgana still, I would have killed her regardless, but that wasn't happening there, sadly. That's okay. Still finish off the Herald. After I get the Herald, I'll back, and then I'll get my Edge at Night, and then we can look for a different play. Combos on Rek'sai, I mean, you have the, like, you can do simple knock-up into an auto-attack Q to get resets out of it. Generally the one you want to use. You can also, I don't have Smite. I need to kite this out. Oh boy. Okay, that works. I guess I'll smite it with E. You can use the auto-attack to walk up to somebody. Okay. If you just, like, click on somebody and, like, click towards them, the moment Rek'sai auto-attacks is the moment you get out of the ground, basically. Ooh, I'm going to die here. Oh, he's 1 HP. That was a bad engage on my end. That's why I need the spell shield, though, because if I had the spell shield there, that Nautilus ult wouldn't have hit me, which is a big problem. I probably shouldn't have engaged that, because I did have a lot of gold, so that was pretty greedy on my end. Jhin survived on, like, literally 1 HP, though, sadly. But yeah, that's a perfect example of why the spell shield is quite important, because that Nautilus ult basically just blocked me out of killing the Jhin instantly and just winning the fight straight out. I should have most likely in that scenario waited for the Nautilus ult to hit me and then flash on the Jhin, because that would have probably been better, but I would have still taken a bunch of the damage anyway. So it was just not a situation where I should have gone in, considering Nautilus ultimate, or taking Nautilus ultimate into consideration there. Which I didn't necessarily do. I kind of would have expected him to already use it in that situation, but it's okay. But yeah, like Stride Breaker usages, it's generally when you're trying to get in range of somebody, you will be burrowed, you can use a Stride Breaker, you can then catch up to them, and then you can Stride Breaker them to knock them up. Like basically get the slow off Stride Breaker and then knock them up. You can also do Stride Breaker like mid combo, so auto attack Q Stride Breaker is an option you have. Smite this. I don't think she saw me. She may have seen me, but... okay, this is what definitely warded. She's gonna go walk up to Tristana. She can't ult me. You can see you can catch her out of the air. I'm leaving. But you can see a perfect example. If a Trist tries to jump over you, or anyone tries to jump over you, you can just knock them up in the air. And that's a way to avoid them from getting away from you. The enemy team was reacting really well to that. That's the reason I didn't follow up on the Tristana there. Because I didn't necessarily want to die for no reason. Like, I do get the kill on Trist, but I'm not even sure if she's worth that much gold at the moment. So I'd be trading a pretty hefty gold amount for not too much there, I think. So it wasn't going to be great. Oops. In my brain there, by the way, I don't know why. I just figured that I'd have my my flash up for no reason. So yeah, there's that. I'm gonna ult him. This should execute him really easily. Nice. I hit the smite on him, which is a really easy way to get the execute. That's probably greedy. Nope, I'm still good. Yeah, about that. 4 seconds. I'm gonna have to try to leave. I'm gonna die. Man, Valk, it... I didn't have a way out there, I think. My tunnel was still on cooldown, right? I may have... I don't know. I think my tunnel was still on cooldown, so I don't think I could have left. I may have mistimed that, actually, at the end there. When I look back at those tunnel timings, it always gets, like, kind of awkward. In that situation, though, the Velkos could have walked up to take turret aggro, which would have given me a guaranteed way out regardless. But, yeah. Gonna go get Sterax here. Get some extra survivability right now. Also, Sterax is really nice. Just have the extra sustain on this. It's really nice. Need to use my Herald soon. I'm actually like starting to question if my tunnel was up now and I just completely griefed it. Because that could be the case as well. By the way, when you're using Herald, if you have like a red trinket or anything, just use it when you're using Herald. Even if you're not going to get too much out of it, you're going to get the cooldown reset on it anyway. So you might as well use it. I'm going to use the Herald to break open mid lane here so they can't defend this. They have pretty good wave clear, so... Yeah, I had to use it regardless there. I really wasn't going to be able to make it towards bot side or anything either. So, it's okay. Let's just start this up. Alright, I have 348 on my E here, and then my smite does 900. So that'll be 1248 damage with that combination that I have to keep in mind. So I don't get smite stolen there. I'm just tanking everything. My damage is lower than my Lucian and my Velkos, so it's okay. You get the Baron debuff, whoever's lower. Like this Baron's Gaze gives you a 50% damage debuff. So if you have lower damage than your allies, it's recommended to tank Baron. It goes the other way though. Like if I would play a jungler that has way more damage on Baron, it would be recommended for even the Ezreal or the Velkos to potentially tank Baron if they can afford to do so, or like anyone else, so you don't get the damage debuff and the Baron kill is actually much faster. I think I'm no, I'm actually not that close. There's one more thing that I do want to show you with Rek'sai's W. You can unburrow one of two ways. You can do it by clicking like this. This is going to be like an instant knock-up. But if you're not sure, you can also just just click this, right click that and get a knock-up that way. It's going to be important in certain ganks, so people have a less likelihood to like flash away from your knock-up. So if you were to click on them right click wise and they flash away from you, you're going to get out of range instantly. And then that way the you won't waste your knock-up or your unburrow, really, is what I'm trying to say. You will basically stay burrowed, they will flash it, there will be nothing that's going to go on. So that's something to keep in mind. There's two ways you can do it. Like you can flash W to get the instant knock-up, which is a good gank. You can also just right-click them and then do it that way to prevent them from flashing your combo. I'm just gonna like play defensive. I'm not gonna go aggressive here. I'm just gonna allow my ranged champions to attack the turret whilst Baron is active. Because I don't have to play aggressive in this situation. It's not necessary. Alright, that's it for Rek'sai. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Helps me out quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.